Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with the juice to get you through the long night. The long night is almost over, and Game of Thrones has been dropping things left and right. Like, seriously, it's been really hard for me to keep up with all of this juice that they're just throwing at me. So there were 2 new promo trailers. There were some set photos, some regular photos. So I decided to bundle it all up into one big juice new promo video and add it to our daily video Game of Thrones spin down. Literally, we have like 12 days and there's a ton to go over in this video, so we need to get going and I need to stop talking, so let's go. So these trailers were actually put on Amazon Prime.
Think back to where we started. No, it's just us.
Sam says, think back to where we started. And Jon says, now it's just us. So I don't know if Sam is talking to Jon when he says this, or if Jon is talking to Sam when he says that. I actually do think that Sam is talking to Jon. Like, look back to when we were just at the wall and I was Sam that wasn't going to be anything and you were Jon Snow, Lord Snow, the bastard. Look where we are now. We're about to save the world.
I am the sword in the darkness. I am the watcher on the walls.
Anyway, I think the "it's just us" is Jon talking to Arya. So anyway, the major bombshell is that Arya joins Jon in the Godswood at Winterfell. So out of all of the reunions that I'm anticipating, this is the reunion of reunions. Jon and Arya have a very special relationship. They are the closest to each other out of all of the Stark children. Jon Snow had needle forged by Mikken, the armorer of Winterfell, and gifted it to Arya before he left for the Wall, and that's the last time that they've seen each other. In the books, they think of each other often. He thinks of Arya, she thinks of Jon, so them reuniting will be very, very emotional. I mean, Sansa said it last season.
I remember how happy he was to see me. When he sees you, his heart will probably stop.
But I do want to say, I'm not sure that this is their reunion, or if this is just after they have reunited and Arya is just coming to talk to Jon. Arya did reunite with Bran in the Godswood, so I don't know if they'll do that again. I don't know. I kind of thought that they would reunite in the Crypts of Winterfell, but then she reunited with Sansa in the Crypts of Winterfell, so I don't know if they'll do it again. Either way, it's going to be an emotional reunion, and I know I'm going to cry because just seeing her behind Jon in the same shot is just giving me all the feels. So we get a few clips from the first trailer, Cersei and Qyburn, the Unsullied getting ready for war, but we also get to see who was in the room with Daenerys when she rolled her eyes in trailer 1. It was Jorah Mormont. Maybe he tried to kiss her again because he's like weird and creepy like that. No, I doubt that. I just wonder what he is telling her that is causing her to give this kind of reaction. Maybe he's saying, we just need to go south. I'm wondering if he's trying to convince her to go south where it's safer, and she's just like, the nerve. If I want to rule Westeros, I need to fight for it. And then we get a shot of Rhaegal at Winterfell. You can see Wintertown and the great weirwood tree at Winterfell, but it's interesting. This angle is interesting. This cut is interesting because it cuts right when it gets to the point that you should be able to see who's riding Rhaegal. So it looks like they don't want us to see who's riding Rhaegal, or they want us to think that someone's riding Rhaegal. I don't know, they play a lot of games over there. The next scene of Varys, Davos, and Tyrion looking up in amazement is kind of leading me to believe that Jon is riding Rhaegal. They have been around dragons, so just the dragons flying around wouldn't make them have this look of shock and amazement. It looks like they are seeing something shocking, like Jon Snow riding a dragon, or someone riding a dragon. Tyrion isn't really affected by the dragons that much in season 7. Like, he just kind of like runs along beside them. He seems used to them. So I don't know. I think this is something else other than them just looking at dragons. Anyway, there is one thing though. If Jon is riding Rhaegal before the battle happens, then why isn't Jon riding Rhaegal during the battle? It actually looks like he's fighting on foot. Also, this shot of Tyrion, Varys, and Davos is very reminiscent of Tyrion preparing King's Landing for the Battle of the Black Water. Only that time, Davos was on the opposite side. But Varys and Tyrion on the battlements on the eve of war is very reminiscent of Season 2 and the preparation of King's Landing against Stannis. So then we get a scene of Sansa, the same scene that was in the trailer #1, and she's never seen dragons before, and she has that "I never seen dragons before" look on her face. But it would be even more interesting if Jon happened to be on Rhaegal, and that's why she has this look like she's shook. Next, Jon Snow says we need to end this war, and he's in the crypts of Winterfell, and he looks to be at Lyanna's statue. He's not at Ned's statue because Ned is to his right, or is that his left? Or is that his right? I don't know. This statue over here is Ned. So Jon is at his mother's statue. So I'm getting the feels. Jon is lighting candles at Lyanna's statue. And being in the crypts and lighting candles is one of the things that Sansa says that Ned used to do all the time.
Your Aunt Lyanna.
Father never talked about her. Sometimes I'd find him down here lighting the candles.
So Jon could know at this point that Lyanna's his mother and he's down there lighting candles for her and talking to her. Or Jon could not know and he's just down there lighting candles like Ned used to do. And then we have more of the Winterfell scenes that we have already seen, and then a few that we haven't seen, like this one. It looks like they are fighting in the inner bailey at Winterfell. There are people running along the battlements. There are people running along the ground. Also, there is another shot of the Unsullied, and Jaime is saying something over them, and it is Brienne's words. This goes beyond loyalty. This is about survival. Jaime is repeating what Brienne told him in season 7 at the Dragon Pit. So I'm kind of wondering, who is Jaime saying this to? Is Jaime saying this in the hall of all the lords of Winterfell? Is he saying it back to Brienne? Because they're going to question Jaime, you know, why would you leave Cersei and come up here? What is this treachery? And Jaime's just like, you know what? This goes beyond loyalty. This is about survival. I got you, Jaime. Anyway, that's all for this teaser. Let's move on to the next one. So the second teaser trailer, whatever you want to call it, has a few Easter eggs. So Tyrion says, we must fight together now or die. Tyrion is in the Great Hall of Winterfell when he says these things, and Sansa and Daenerys are sitting at the table in the front of the Great Hall in high places of honor. I think Jon is sitting in between them. So it's like Sansa, Jon, Daenerys. Aegon Targaryen and his sister wives. Just kidding. But I do definitely think that Jon is sitting in between them, but you just can't see him because Tyrion is blocking him. There was a picture of Daenerys that was released, and it looks like that it is from this scene. It's definitely the Great Hall of Winterfell. You can see the little direwolf heads on the fireplace, but she looks pissed, which I don't blame her for looking pissed because she's having to convince a bunch of ungratefuls that she's here to save them. And the great lords are all like, your father burned men alive and so did you. We don't want you. We know no king but the king in the north whose name is Stark. Those northern lords are hard men and they will not be easily swayed, but it's going to be interesting television, that's for sure, and that's all I got to say about that. So we get some more images from the first trailer, things that we've already seen, but then there is this image, and this image set Twitter on fire. So it seems to be like some heated moment between Daenerys and Jon, like an argument or something. Daenerys has that warrior braid, that single braid that she wore into battle in season 7, but also people are saying that our queen is at Dragonstone. So I did some looking, some enhancing, and it does look like Daenerys and Jon are actually at Dragonstone. The fireplace looks like the same exact one from season 7 in the chamber of the painted table when Daenerys is talking to Tyrion. And if you go back to the very first season 8 Dragonstone teaser, it does look like a blonde woman sitting by the fire by the painted table of Aegon the Conqueror. So what kind of clue is that? I mean, honestly, it could really just be Winterfell. But why would Daenerys be at Dragonstone? Well, maybe she's pregnant and they want to protect her, so they put her at Dragonstone, and she's probably pissed about it. And Daenerys isn't the type of princess. Like, she's not that type. She's not a damsel in distress that needs to be hidden away on some island until the danger is gone while she awaits to give birth. Like, Daenerys wants to be on the front lines of battle fighting for her people. Like, I feel like that's Daenerys, queen. However, whites can't swim, and Dragonstone is an island, and Euron kind of foreshadowed that a little bit in season 7 at the Dragon Pit.
I'm going back to my island. You should go back to yours. When winter's over, we'll be the only ones left alive.
And not only is Dragonstone an island, it is an island made of dragon glass. Like, that's a win-win right there. But she's not that kind of cowardly princess or queen. But what do you think about that? I'm interested to know what you think about that. So we also see Beric fighting someone, more like getting run over by someone. Another shot of Daenerys looking like she wants to cry. I don't know, she looks really upset. Also, someone behind her is watching her. I can't tell if it's Jon or Davos or someone random just up there. It does look like the same day that she arrives to Winterfell. She has on that same outfit. So we get another shot of the Unsullied in the dragon glass shields, and then a shot of Jon Snow going ham. He's slashing the shit out of something, and he also looks bloody, like he's been through hell. Literally. But he's winning. Whatever he's doing, he's cutting somebody up. Then there's a shot of Cersei looking shook, like someone just burst in her room to get some milk and cookies. Likely Euron coming to collect the debt. I brought you the Golden Company, pay me. So then we get another shot of the Unsullied with the spears aimed at something in the darkness, likely whites. It looks cold and miserable up there. I'm just going to throw that out there. It looks cold and miserable and dark. And I hope season 8 doesn't look this dark. I do want to be able to see it. I don't want to just have to imagine what's happening. I want to actually see it. So anyway, we can see Arya fighting on the battlements, and whites are literally climbing over the battlements. You can see them climbing over, and we can see those spiky dragon glass things that they just look like they aren't effective at all, like they're having no effect. Speaking of those things, they were put on the castle and around the castle yard, and you can see people making them in this photo. These dragon glass spikes are being added to wood, I guess, to help combat the whites. Tyrion seems to be walking through the yard at Winterfell, overseeing the preparations of Winterfell. So let's go over the rest of the photos that were released, because there's some juice up in these photos. So there seems to be a scene, or a few scenes, that take place in the Winterfell library. If you don't remember, back in season 1, when the Catspaw comes to try to kill Bran, the Winterfell library is actually set on fire as a diversion. So it looks to have been rebuilt, and Sam is probably scouring that library looking for information on the Long Night. So Jorah and Daenerys look to be in the Winterfell library in this scene. You can see the scrolls up in the top left. This looks like to be soon after they arrive to Winterfell, but then there is another scene of Daenerys in the Winterfell library. You can still see the scrolls at the top, but barely. She has a different outfit, and she's smiling at someone. Then this photo was released that seems to be from this very scene. You can see the scrolls in the left, still in the Winterfell library. The same dress and the same hair in this photo that she's smiling in. But if you zoom in, you can see who is likely in this scene with her. You can zoom in to the left and see Sansa, and you can zoom into the right and see Arya. Whatever they are talking about is making Daenerys smile, and it's heartwarming. I don't care what nobody says. Next, we have a picture of Sansa holding a spoon and bowl of blood, about to spoon feed Bran some weirwood paste to boost his superhero powers. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure what she's holding. It looks like a stone bowl and a knitting needle. But she is talking to someone, but I don't know what she's holding. If you know what she's holding, let me know in the comments. There's also a photo of Bran by the fire talking to someone. My guess would be Sam. There is also another photo of Bran, and he's in the courtyard at Winterfell looking up towards the sky. I think he is seeing a dragon. But then again, since he's seated, he could just be looking at a person. There's also the photo of Sansa where Daenerys and Jon are arriving to Winterfell, and you can see Bran beside her. This is likely close to the Winterfell is yours, your grace. Then there is this photo of Jon. Actually, two photos of Jon. So there is this one of Jon riding up to Winterfell, but then there is this one. This one, I want to show you something. I might be crazy. I might be tripping. Now, look at Jon's clothes. They are much different than anything he has worn before. Most of the time, he has on the Stark direwolf breastplate and the Stark armor. But in this photo, you can see something on his shirt. If you zoom in, you can really see it. This right here. This isn't something I've ever remember seeing on Jon. This looks like a dragon. It looks like something Viserys used to wear. Not exactly, but it kind of resembles Viserys's brooch. But in my opinion, it also kind of looks woven like Longclaw. So I think this may be a combination of a dragon and a wolf, and this may be Jon Snow's new sigil. The dragon wolf thing also seems to have dragon glass eyes, or maybe it's onyx, but black is definitely not a House Stark color. Black is one of the colors of House Targaryen. He also looks sad and intense in this photo. I don't know, but what do you think? There was also a picture of Jorah at Winterfell, probably on the arrival day. But I don't know, what do you guys think of all of this juicy goodness? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone that supports me on Patreon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Sweet Summer family. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a good day.